Looking around, looking at all the things. There's so many things to look at. We could spend the whole time talking about comics stuff if you wanted.
Should we just do that instead?
We could, but then we wouldn't talk about the car.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
I'm Gus Lindgren, and I own Rhythm Records here in Bismarck, and I play keyboards in too many bands in the North Dakota music scene. My first car was a Chevy Aveo. It was a 2005.
Uh-huh.
It was red.
Yeah.
It was called the Flash.
Oh, really? Mine's called Red Rocket. Yeah, we have a Veo. It's not out here.
Oh, no kidding.
Because my cars broke down. My Subaru and my wife's Jeep is broke down. We have a third car that we were going to sell, and I'm glad we didn't yet, the Aveo.
Oh, yeah.
Or Aveo. And she's taking that to work right now. So, yeah, I'm familiar with that. You're a bigger dude, too. I mean, not like a huge guy, but that's a small car.
Yeah.
And, you know, even me, I have to pull that seat back. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 6'1" does not fit in a compact car
no.
very well.
It's the Mighty Mouse of cars. Meet the surprisingly big Chevy Aveo.
In high school, I had the family Volvo. Like, you know, probably half of your guests had a family Volvo or something that they drove in, senior year of high school. Mm-hmm. I did that, went off to college, bombed out of college the first time, came back, was a terrible pizza delivery guy in that Volvo station wagon. Did a few other things. So I got the Flash in the summer of 2005. This is like during my second attempt at college, and I'm up in Oregon doing this like college, like get your head on straight kind of program.
Okay.
I guess, you know, it was summer of 2005, and I was coming home to visit in Southern California where I grew up. I was going to go to Comic-Con.
Oh, nice. San Diego?
Yeah, San Diego, the big one.
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Yeah. I'd been reading comic books for a handful of years.
We're going to get along just fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I see you looking around my room. I haven't done any photos yet for my promotional stuff, but in my studio, my room here for the listeners, I got my action figures all over. Mostly Marvel, but on shelves and just all around the room.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I see a Ben Reilly.
Oh, he knows his name. That's awesome.
I see, Shang-Chi and the Kingpin and Hammerhead and
yeah.
Tombstone. Shit. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So you know some of these lesser-known characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like that you knew it was Shang-Chi, and maybe it helped from the movie, but most of my life reading that, I thought it was Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yeah,
hearing it out
movie
loud
comes out and
was a shock.
Yeah. Like Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
When the movie came out, they were like, it's Ra's al Ghul. I'm like, wait a sec, what?
Yeah. So definitely a big Marvel fan, which makes it very funny that the car is named after a DC character. But,
yeah.
been reading comics for a few years. I was not really sure what I was going to do with my life. Didn't really have any kind of direction figured out. I was kind of interested in writing at the time. And
what age are you?
20. turning 21.
Oh, okay.
Here,
Yeah. Nobody
so-
knows anything at that time.
No,
Yeah.
no. I don't know that anybody knows anything at our age.
Yeah,
but,
no, that's true. I still don't, for
yeah,
sure.
it's always progress from nothing to just more than nothing, in my perspective. Yeah, I was like, oh, I would love to write comic books because I love comic books.
Yeah, I was there.
So what do I want to do? Do I want to go to, I should go to Comic-Con and see what that's like, in between classes up at Bend. It was a community college. I think it was like it was a community college, but it was like they had courses and instructors from OSU or something like that.
Okay.
There, I don't know much of anybody there except for people from this program, and this program is basically the second stage after like rehab programs for most kids. This is where I start explaining this, that I went through these programs and I'm just this like confused teen without direction or drive, and I'm all of a sudden thrown in with a bunch of people either trying to get clean or not trying to get clean
Yeah.
after I'd say fairly sheltered childhood
Yeah.
in a fairly clean cut family and a very academically rigorous high school experience and whatnot. And
now you're just in like a mix of
Yeah.
riffraff and all walks of life.
yeah, getting kind of thrown into with people from the real world for the first time.
Yeah, just tossed out in the wild.
Yeah. It's not bad, like it's definitely, for me, it was a breath of fresh air. It was since then I've heard like Neil Young talk about, the middle of the road was all well and good, but like my experience in the ditch was more interesting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So that's kind of how I think of that. And it's sort of informed my life a bit. So anyway, during this period of time, I don't have a car, and my parents are like, you should really have a car, because I don't know, like growing up in Southern California, what is life without a car to them?
Sure.
And really, like,
I got to
Just-
imagine there's plenty of transportation, though, I
Yeah.
mean, public transportation. And
yeah. I was like biking to classes. I was still fairly in shape at that point because I was bicycling.
Yeah, right.
All went downhill from there. But no, they were like, okay, all right, you're doing all right with classes. We're getting your car. You're getting this car, and you're gonna like it. And okay, fine. So I come home, and there's this red Chevy Aveo. That's what we were looking at. It was like, fairly cheap as far as Chevys go at
Right.
that time, I guess. It's the like bottom of the line tiny hatchback.
Yeah.
First thing I do with it is drive on down to San Diego to go to Comic-Con.
Damn. Okay. So
Very first thing.
you're taking this little car through mountains and shit.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's a good like 3-hour drive. A lot of city driving, a lot of like desert driving up over some mountains.
What I love about this car is the gas mileage and its size when parking. You can park anywhere in this.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah. We'll get into that for sure.
It has no guts. When I get on the interstate, I really gotta floor it just to get up to 60 at a point. Then it's a little scary if there's too much wind, because it's a lighter car. It'll push you back and forth if you're hitting the wind wrong.
Oh sure. It's
It's a car I hate and love at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. That checks out from my experience. Does not have an incredible amount of get up and go.
Yeah.
Does not have a lot of room, but just having a car was like, okay, I guess things are going to be okay somehow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, your first car. So it almost doesn't matter what it is as long as it's got four wheels and can drive.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, you take this back to California.
Yeah, I
Are you
fly
driving?
home from Bend to Arcadia, California, which is where I grew up. And then I drive that car down to San Diego.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was thinking
before.
North Dakota.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I haven't.
I'm
North
done.
Dakota, I never thought I would leave California until I did. I had
Yeah.
North Dakota doesn't exist in my brain yet
Yeah,
at this
it's not
point.
even on your map, of course.
I've come to love North Dakota, but I've never given it a time of day at this point. So anyway, I keep coming back to Comic-Con here because it's where I met the woman that is my wife now,
Oh, right on.
Kristen. We were both on this comic book message board, like in different sub forums. Like she was in the community forum and I was on the X-Men forum. There was a big group of people like going to Comic-Con, that were getting like a bulk group rate for rooms at this hotel, motel, whatever it was. There's like gatherings, go to the convention, go see creators, go like get things signed, go to panels. But then also like the group gets together, has like beach parties and pub crawls and hangs out at the hot tub and stuff like that. So by being together, Kristen and I hit it off. After that whole trip, we start messaging and I realize we're both in Oregon. She's in Portland and I'm in Bend, and we kind of liked each other. So it was like, how about we get together? So I'm driving the Aveo like up over the Cascades to go visit her in Portland, driving windy mountain roads and getting got a speeding ticket one time on the way back from one of those visits.
Oh, really?
It's like, I don't know, 2 a.m. or something. I was like, I just want to be home. I just want to be back.
Yeah.
And the officer's like, no, I can't go that fast.
I'm surprised you could in that little car. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely close to maxing out.
Yeah.
So then I decided to move to Portland, and that's where the parallel parking, the size of that thing, really comes in handy. Just being able to fit into any little spot
that
you can find.
Like if a motorcycle was right there and that just pulled out, you're like, yep, going back in. That's nice.
Yeah.
So you met a girl at a Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. That's going to be huge news for a lot of nerds out there. Yes, it can happen, folks.
Oh yeah. It's maybe not a well-worn story, not a very conventional one, but it does happen. There are nerds out there that are girls. So. Well, technically there are 2 Flashes.
Oh, yeah.
Kristen was getting her graduate's degree in library science, and then she got a job out here in Bismarck. So that's the first time I thought about Bismarck.
Oh, okay. She kind of got you out here.
Yeah. She ended up doing library stuff here, and so I had to start thinking about, do I want to go to Bismarck? Do I want to follow this? Do I want to... because to pursue this is kind of to commit, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but in the meantime, in the I don't know, the 10...
Even living here your whole life, you still have to commit to it. I mean, winters and muggy summers, it's a mix.
Oh yeah. So yeah, for the 10 months in between her moving and me moving, I was thinking about this and living in rainy Portland. and working at a McDonald's. One day I was trying to get to my shift and it was late, and I was on the interchange of the 405 to the 5 there in Portland, and I started hydroplaning.
Oh no!
Like on that like loop, just one of those weird ramps, and I'm spinning, and like I go basically like 90 degrees to, I'm moving sideways, and then it catches, and I go nose in to the wall, to the barrier, instantly totals the car. Like I'm fine, but it sucks.
Yeah, that would suck.
That took a lot of figuring out, like, how am I going to get to work? How am I going to get to class? What am I going to do? Hi, Mom. This just happened. I'm fine. But now what do I do?
And that was the Aveo.
Yeah. That was.
I haven't been in an accident with one of those, but I imagine it would crumple up pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Tiny little car. And those are small little tires, too. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure it's easy to hydroplane. We don't get a whole lot of rain up here anymore, so I haven't had that issue yet.
Yeah.
You're probably cruising, though.
Yeah, I was maybe in a hurry. Yeah. But, still 21, 22,
of
something
course,
like that. Right. But, making dumb choices and learning from them. That one, that was totaled. My folks were like, you need a car. Because, like, again, my parents are Southern Californians. They're like, if you don't have a car, you're like, what is your life?
Oh, okay, sure.
I don't know. But, they managed to, like, find one that was up for sale that was... that already had a bunch of miles on it, and it was actually like the same make, like little less on the features or whatever, but like
another Aveo.
It was another red Chevy Aveo.
Oh, really?
So
did they do that on purpose? Like they literally wanted to replace it.
Kind of, yeah.
That's
funny.
Yeah. Are they all red? Because mine's red too.
I have to think so. I mean, I've seen blue ones and I've seen yellow ones and black ones, but yeah, most of them seem to be red.
Right.
If this doesn't sound like I have a whole lot of initiative or choice of the matter, I kind of don't. This is just like who I am at that stage. I haven't really come around to, I don't know, making decisions for myself. I'm just I was not a rebellious teenager. I was not a, like, I gotta get out of here, gotta do my own thing, I just kind of aimless, which since with like more experience and stuff, I feel like I've gotten there, but it's
right
just kind of, I don't know, like I was at that age that things just kind of happened to me and I was like reacting. People grow out of that at different stages apparently.
Yeah, some never do. Yeah, I've got a couple friends that, no. I know what you mean, though.
Yeah. Okay, so The Flash 2, I guess.
Yeah, Flash 2. Nice.
Wally,
right,
Barry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I finished out my time in Portland with that car. I made 2 U-Haul drives from Portland to North Dakota in a year. Like I drove Kristen out here in 2006, and then I drove myself out here in 2007.
Okay.
And she came along for the drive on both of them, obviously. But
okay. Did you pull your car?
I did pull my car.
Yeah.
I think. Or no. Okay. I got to figure this out because it was either the car was on a trailer or I just crammed all my stuff into my car, but that doesn't make any sense because it's so tiny.
Right, you can only hold about one suitcase. Like an airplane, you can bring maybe a carry-on and one checked luggage in that car.
Yeah, it's absurd, No, I think my life had expanded enough that I had to take a U-Haul. Like driving the car up with stuff from California to Bend in '05, I was able to fit it all in the car. By '07, it was the U-Haul. It was definitely the U-Haul. So I move out here and I start going to UMary.
What year is this?
2007. I'm taking communications classes because the only thing that I really have, experience with and interest in is TV stuff at this point. Because for Southern California, like television production is a regional occupation program. It's a thing that it's just people do it.
Yeah.
So, I had done high school courses, video production, taken part in the like school news program. Terrible reporter.
Yeah.
It was very bad.
We're in the lunchroom here today, and they were supposed to be serving chicken nuggets, but now it's that square pizza. What do you have to say, lunch lady? Was it hot
You
bits
joke,
like that?
but I accidentally did a hit piece about the art class.
Yeah.
The like advanced art classes that were doing murals around school. And I was like, this is very exciting, but why aren't they getting done? What's happening? Are they going to be done by the time the students graduate? And apparently that piece went out, and the you don't think about like the teacher seeing it and being like, oh no. So I embarrassed some people, and I think the murals got done. It doesn't matter to me now, but I was definitely much more interested in the technical stuff, in the like camera work and the directing and the audio, than in how to write a proper story.
Right. Yeah.
That was enough of a direction for me, I guess. So taking TV classes from like Mike Shosey at UMary.
Okay.
He's got contacts in TV news because he was in TV news.
Oh yeah, sure.
And so when KX is looking for camera operators, of course he's going to ask his class, anybody want to try to apply for this? Anybody want to work in TV? And yeah, absolutely.
Your hand shot up.
That's me. Yeah. I go and I apply, and I've got a job, and I'm doing something, driving my little red car to work through blizzards. This is not a car you want to be driving.
No, even if there's 2 inches of snow. It's tough. So you were a camera guy then for a while?
Yeah.
That's cool. Maybe I've seen your work.
Most likely you have.
Yeah.
I was at KXMB for 8 years.
Okay. That's a while.
Yeah, I worked my way up from studio cameras to shooting sports events and running back with the tape to let them edit it and get it in the highlights, to weekend director.
Okay.
So, like I was the guy with the headset saying, ready, camera one, take camera one, ready, VO, roll VO, stuff like that. Letting the anchors know where they need to be looking. Mm-hmm. Do you want me to brag?
Yeah, you got it.
I directed Ron Burgundy.
Oh, you were there when he came through.
Yeah.
That is awesome. What year was that? I remember this.
Oh, God, like 2011, 2012.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they just said that there was something cool happening. Don't tell anybody.
How much notice did you get?
Maybe a week.
Oh, okay.
It was probably like 2 or 3 weeks after there was an anchor at our competition who got in some hot water for
cussing.
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah, I do.
It was literally within a month of that.
That went pretty viral. That was hilarious.
Yeah. So we all figure that's what got Bismarck on Will Ferrell's map.
Oh,
and of course they probably went to that station and they said, no, we've had enough of being viral right now.
Yeah.
And then they probably came to KX and we were like, absolutely.
Hell yeah, we need to go viral.
So yeah, they tell the regular crew, Amber and Jared and Zach and my buddy Sarah Bow and Jan and all the rest of us. Something special is happening Saturday. Be here early. And then the day of, they told us that it was Will Ferrell and that he was doing the Ron Burgundy thing.
What was your thought? Like, wait, what?
Yeah, very much like, why?
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah.
All right. And also, why is my boss not doing this? Because my boss, Juan, very much could have directed that show. He would direct like the noon cast and the 5 o'clock cast. I'm guessing that he wanted to be the floor manager for that show so that he could be like in the room.
Oh, sure.
So I don't blame him for that.
Yeah.
I would have been way less comfortable down on the floor doing that than up in the booth. So it worked out for both of us. But yeah, we run through the newscast once, and I'm like, how's it going? Is everything all right? Do you need anything? He's like, no, you're great, making me very comfortable. You've got a very soothing voice. Like, oh, thanks. So yeah, then we pre-taped the show, and he and his crew like get out of there after taking some pictures.
Okay.
Like,
did you have a little entourage?
Yeah. Definitely had a few people with them, but they want to be out of town before people even know that he's there.
Yeah.
So we pre-taped and rolled it at 6. And then, sure enough, like people start.
Oh, they started showing up to the station.
Yeah, to be like, oh my God,
where's
Will Ferrell?
A few hours too late, Dick.
Yeah, it's a really really fun thing, and if I ever want to go back to TV, I've got a reel, basically.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
At the very end of the broadcast, he's got that catchphrase that "You stay classy, San Diego," or North Dakota, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it got to the end of the script, and it's like he's stalling. It's like he's like drawing it out. Mm-hmm. Amber and Jared are like trying to make him say it. I've always wondered if he was like trying to not say it on air, or if he was just dragging it out for dramatic purposes.
Sure, yeah.
We were already like a minute and a half over at that point. Oh. And that's like one of the director's number one jobs, is to like be on time. Uh-huh. And I mean, they said, of course, it's going to be late. It's going to be, if he's going, let him go. I thought I was picking up.
You don't want to tell Will Ferrell, okay, wrap it up.
See, but that's what I thought. I thought he was trying to like communicate that to me. He's like, yeah, just
tell me
just
when,
go.
Right?
Just they're sitting there, like we're rolling the slow credits. They're still chatting. They're still getting around to it. And I was like, he's doing this on purpose. He wants us to cut it.
Yep.
So I did, and he was like, well, okay, all right. And he takes a breath to say the line, and that's when I'm like, yep, we're out. That's it. Flash forward a few years. I've finished college at UMary. I've been working at the station for years. I'm in that weekend director job. I'm married to Kristen, and I'm still married to Kristen. And we've had a baby, and Ray's born in 2011, and then something about 9 months into him being around, I'm like, I need to do something. I need a hobby. I need something to take my mind off of all of this. They don't tell you that when you have a tiny baby, that your brain goes to shit because you're not getting sleep.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Your brain is going to tell you a lot of terrible shit.
Yeah.
You need to be able to tune it out. You need to be able to distract yourself. I think a lot of people make a lot of terrible decisions just because they're not getting enough sleep.
Yeah. You can't think straight.
Yeah. Anyway, that's when I bought a keyboard. I hadn't played music in a good 8 years or something. I was in the church band in high school. So like when I tell you I had a sheltered childhood, this is my prime high school years were all taken up with youth group stuff and church music. And
Okay.
yeah,
So you're from California.
I am.
What church? Scientology?
You'd think. No, it's just this like evangelical church that my mom wanted to go to, and like I get dragged along and go to a thing, and then I'm like a freshman in high school, and I'm hearing church music with guitars and drums and stuff, and I think it was the first time that like live music really hit me as a thing.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I still don't know if that like religious experience was about meeting Jesus or if it was just
About rock.
oh my God, rock music. Yeah. And the fact that I'm questioning it at this point, I don't know. You can fill in the blanks.
Sure. I'm
yourself.
just going to say it's all about rock because I had the same thing, but I wasn't religious,
Sure.
It was the music. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I that's probably why I like music so much is that's it talks to whatever the thing is inside that needs something.
Also gives you that I don't know, dopamine, endorphins or something. Just whatever your brain like pumps back out into your body.
Yeah. I would be super interested to know like if you did a brain scan on somebody.
I'm sure there are
at one of those like raise your hand Jesus churches, like what exactly is happening there, and whether it's similar or different to a regular secular rock show.
And that's how some people think like, oh, it is God flowing through this music because they feel that like physically, that like energy that music does to people.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever people need out of church, I wish them well for it.
Yeah.
And my mom came to visit recently and was like, I would like to go to church. And I was like, well, okay, I know this guy that preaches that comes into the record store and he's pretty cool. Maybe I'll take him to his church, take her to that church. And yeah, still able to like access that part of me, I guess, despite like not being a churchgoer for, I don't know, 20 years or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's been a thing I've been thinking about lately. Just like what is it that it provides, and what is it that people need, and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know if any of that's interesting, but
it is. But I was not raised in a church, and I think it was easy for me to, for sure, shit on the church when I got into punk rock.
Sure.
Very easy to do that. But again, I didn't come from a religious family.
Sure.
Either. So I kind of looked at it from the outside in and was always like, what do you get from this? I don't get it. I don't understand. And yes, it definitely fills some people with, well, depending on what church and what age you are, you might get filled with things you don't want inside you. You know what I mean?
I think I do. Yeah. I can only imagine what it's like when somebody comes to you, is like, you should come to church with me, and you go and it's the weirdest rock show you've ever seen.
Yeah, that kind of happened to me once. in high school, there was this group, Youth Alive, I think they would go by. One of the girls knew I was agnostic, atheist, whatever I was. I didn't even really know, just punk rock. And she kept bugging me because she knew I was in music. And she's like, we have a live band at our church. You got to come see this. And one day I wound up going, and it was weird for me just to see people stand up and hold their hands up. I wasn't used to it. I thought it was weird. I thought it was cringy. You know, I was embarrassed for these people.
Sure.
But yeah, I never did go back. It wasn't for me. My church was farther down the street at the Midtowner, and you know where other bands were playing. That was my church and my people. You know,
totally. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like music is how I've found my people here in Bismarck. Very much so. Okay, I'm gonna close the loop on that.
Yeah, we
there.
were at the keyboard.
So I bought a keyboard and I'm like learning how to play it. And
what did you play in church?
I played keys.
Okay, but 8 years later, now you're picking it back up.
Yeah, just like from scratch, basically. Where I'm like, okay, what was I playing then? It was a Roland. I'm gonna get a Roland. What? Okay, what do I learn? You know, like, do I still have any of the knowledge that I did then? Okay, yeah, I do. I know chords, I know progressions. It's all kind of still there. Okay, but I don't know anybody. I was also working radio at the time, and I worked with Brian Gray, and we tried to jam once or twice. I get the feeling that we were too similar. We're both like supplemental players in a lot of ways. Like we like to when we play in a band, like we're augmenting what's going on. Or we're both like frosting players, you know, like adding stuff. So it's like we tried playing together and neither one of us was leading, so that didn't go anywhere. But since then I've had a lot of fun playing with him in the Swantones. Okay. But no, how I really got plugged into the music scene. So okay, after a newscast, we would like go out for drinks, go to Buffalo Wild Wings or something, or maybe Denny's after that. So my friend Sarah Bowe and I and some others had gotten some beers, and we're at Denny's, and then her friend Andrew Larrabee shows up. And we're sitting there chatting, and he's like, I'm thinking about starting a band. I was like, well, I kind of play keys. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, well, give me your number. Let's see, this is like fall of 2013. So he hits me up, and I come over to like Ben Thompson's place, and Benny's there, and Richard Lowen and Ryan Duffy, all these guys that are going to be Boreal Gardens.
Oh, right on, yeah.
And pack up my gear for the first time in the Aveo.
Yeah.
Still in the Aveo. Bring it all in, and schlepping keyboard stuff is almost as hard as drums. I would say it's unwieldy. Like guitar players have it so easy. You grab your amp, grab your guitar, and that's it.
Yeah.
Keyboard, stand, amplifier, a bag of odds and ends, pedals, whatever. So like they're all in there, and I'm taking like multiple trips to get in, and we start working out these songs, and I guess it worked well enough, so they invited me back, and Boreal Gardens was a really important band for me. Got me into the music scene, got me seen playing, and people appreciated what I did, and would like ask me to play with other groups.
Oh yeah.
So that was how that worked.
We've complained about not enough drummers, and there aren't for sure. But man, there's got to be even less keyboard players. I don't see too many in the music scene.
Yeah. Certainly not primarily keyboard players. Like there's a lot of guitarists that will switch over to keys or switch over to bass or something,
Sure,
just because there's a
I've done
demand.
it a little bit myself, but yeah, not very well.
Yeah, and keys has always been my jam, and it's largely for that reason. Because in that church band, there was somebody on drums, there was somebody on bass, there was somebody on guitar, and there was a keyboard sitting there, and nobody was playing it. So I was like, "Oh, can we turn this on? Can I play this?" So yeah, just kind of by default, that became my instrument and has become the thing that differentiates me from a lot of other musicians, I guess. Just kind of luck of the draw, going with the flow.
Right. And then just having a beer one day and somebody's like, I'm starting a band.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that so much.
Played a lot of shows that first year or two, 2014, 2015. It was on the way to a show that the Aveo finally died.
Oh, yeah? What happened?
I was picking up Kristen from work at the library, and I was going to drop her off at the house, and then go downtown to the Laughing Sun for, I believe it was a Halloween show. If not the day of, it was like the week of Halloween. It was themed as a Halloween show, and people were dressing up in costume. And that wasn't the year I was Baymax. That was the year that I was Harry Nilsson. And nobody recognized Harry Nilsson. They're like, "Are you the dude?" I'm like, "No, man. Look, got a lime and a coconut. What? Hi." But no, I like just driving down 4th, and all of a sudden the car just seized up and ground to a halt.
Oh no!
It was.
Did you have an oil leak or something?
It was the timing belt.
Oh.
It was the entire like mechanism. The whole motor was just screwed. Just completely, seemingly irreparable. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, oh God, how am I going to get to the show? So, but I had enough bandmates, obviously. So Boreal was a 7-piece.
Yeah.
So it was like just going down the phone. Anybody can give me a ride? And sure enough, Andrew was the one that came and picked me up, and we got my keyboard in his car, his Impreza, I think.
Yeah. He's been on here. We talked about his Impreza.
Yeah. And we got to the show. We did this show, but yeah, getting that car towed and having them look at it, it was both Aveos, just total loss. Mm-hmm. You know, the guy that towed it away was like, "I'll give you like $200 for the thing, and maybe someday I can get it working." Or I was like, "Oh yeah, okay." I think he came back like 5 years later and was like, "Oh, can you double sign this title? Because I did get it working, and now it's." He had to swap out a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, like over the course of years, but yeah, it was so screwed. It was just complete garbage. Before Boreal Gardens had their first show, Noel and Falcon put together a group called the Bizzo Experiment that did a handful of dates at Luft. That was getting thrown in the deep end with like Alex Huber on keys opposite me, like a 2-keyboard thing. I was like, oh my God, he's really playing circles around me. Yeah. That guy's amazing. There was like, I would sit in with Gravel and Glass. Let's see, the Shaky Calls came along at one point. up until recently like a main band for me, and various like spin-offs of that, like the Prairie Wranglers and Roger Norquist's Mind Explosion. Gosh, I was in Wildly Appropriate for a handful of years. Joined Avantide. That's my current main band.
Is Avantide a real word? Or is this like
Nope.
a made up one? Okay. Sometimes I hear a band name and I'm like, what is that?
Is it a pagan holiday? Is it a pharmaceutical? You decide. Is it
So where's
something
this,
else?
Where's this name come from?
I don't know. I think they just wanted a cool sounding name.
It is kind of cool. Yeah.
They came up with it long before I joined the group.
Yeah.
And they were like 90% done with the album by the time I joined the band. So I'm not on the record.
Oh, okay.
But we're working on songs for the next record.
Right on.
But Richard Lowen, who I played with in Boreal Gardens and the Shaky Calls, and just all the time, constantly music buddies. You know, he was playing with Avantide, and they wanted to like flesh out the sound with a fourth person, and he asked me if I would be willing to, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. Let's try it out, because I was already a big fan. You know, I was like, nobody's doing what they're doing. This is great. I love this band.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of really crafted like power pop sort of rock, you know, energetic, like 70s and 90s influenced rock. It's really good stuff. So I'm certainly happy to be part of that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You guys got any plans for 2025?
Yeah. We've got a big show at the Original in a few days that we've been hyping. That we're splitting that show with Penumbra.
Oh, that's right. I had Geiger on here.
Oh,
and,
good.
He brought that up.
Right on. Yeah.
What's the date?
That is this Saturday.
Oh, shit. Okay, this podcast will air after that.
Okay,
so.
yeah. So anyway, it was probably great. May 17th, I think. Yeah. So that's coming up, and then we're working on a tour in September.
Ooh.
Sort of like a week and a half, just spin around the region.
How many members are in this?
Four. Dan Pretzer, Adam Maragos, Richard Lowen, and me.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Are you all going to be... who's driving? What's the vehicle
Richard. Here? Probably Richard in his Town and Country van.
Okay.
Which is doable. I've seen it done. I was on the Shaky Tour in November, and half of that tour was in Joe Johnson's bus, and then the second half of it, we came back to Bismarck and swapped vehicles, and it was in like Joe's car and Richard's van. We were able to fit like 5 people and 5 people's instruments into that Town and Country. I mean, we got like a pod to go on top of it to carry some things, but that made it work.
Right on.
It was doable. So if we can do it with 5, we can definitely do it with 4.
Yeah.
I think.
And you'll be more comfortable. Nice.
Absolutely. Granted, Dan's drum kit is a little bit bigger than Roger's, but everybody's drum kit is bigger than Roger's.
Yeah.
He loves playing that small, condensed beat to hell.
Right, yeah. Which is cool.
Kit. Yeah.
And you know what? It's not the size that counts. It's how you bang it.
Oh, yeah. He makes it sing. So definitely looking forward to that tour. And then I've got sessions booked with Tyler Pilot for October, I think.
Okay.
Or at least like preliminary, like start tracking stuff and see what happens.
Right on.
Yeah.
I haven't recorded at Tyler's, but I think I'm going to have to sometime if I get my shit together again. We have a bunch of Vex songs that we never recorded after we kind of broke up or, took a break. And now 6 years later.
Sure.
Those songs that never got recorded either never will, but that bugs me,
Sure.
Just having some really good songs that just went up in the air. I don't know. Something about it that just I can't get over,
I feel
so
that
I'm hoping
too.
we can get back together, maybe even bring in a few other members, like a keyboardist or something, to jam out on the album. That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So I'm going to keep you in mind for sure.
Hey, yeah. I've done session work, so
Right
totally. Yeah. I've got a similar situation where Wildly Appropriate was going to record, and then we put it off, and then we put it off, and then the band just kind of quietly accidentally broke up or something. I don't like
same.
Like people just drifted and suddenly it wasn't happening anymore.
Yeah, that pretty much happened with us too. And then we never got back together and never will with all the original members, but
not
a few
quite
of us
the same.
still want to do something.
Sure. Yeah. It would have to be different. There's can't go back to that moment completely, right?
Right.
It has to be what it is now, or various songwriters can take them and do what they're currently doing with them or something.
Yeah, good point.
But
I imagine even our songs would be different than what they were.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually looking forward to trying to do something again. It's been too long.
Yeah. I don't remember the last time I saw you play a gig. I think.
Yeah, 2019. Yeah. We're in the 2020s.
Yeah.
That was a different decade. Jesus Christ.
Halfway through.
Yeah.
Just racing headlong into the future.
Mm-hmm.
But
And I'm all for it. I'm still waiting for some hoverboards too.
I don't know what you're talking about. They promised me hoverboards. They're not here. This future sucks.
Flying cars, hoverboards, flying anything really. Jesus. But no, the best we can do is hook your fridge up to the Wi-Fi. I didn't need that.
Yeah. Needs to be able to talk to your watch.
One of the other things you were doing was a radio show that you had, right?
Oh yeah.
You were interviewing local artists, musicians, or something.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. I'm the host, the incumbent host anyway, of A Musical Journey, which airs on KDAC, on Dakota Media Access, and 102.5.
Okay.
And it's a conversation between musicians about what we do and how and where and why and all that stuff. Rob Dixon started it and banged out 50 episodes in a year. And then he was moving to Minneapolis and was asking people if somebody could take it on, and I did. And I was like, well, sure, that would be fun and interesting. And
Right on.
I did my own 50 episodes. Took me 3 times as long, but I feel like I got some good conversations out of it. Fun show.
Can somebody go back and listen to all the episodes? Are they online somewhere?
Yeah, they are available to stream. They have been available on Mixcloud, and now Dakota Media Access has moved to a new streaming app of their own that I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
But it exists. It's out there. You can listen to it on demand or on the air locally. So
Right on. Yeah, if you find the link, send that to me. I'll add it to our description of the episode. And
absolutely.
Avantide socials.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can find Avantide on Facebook, Instagram. I would bet YouTube, TikTok, whatever. Check out the very finely made video that we collabed with Matt Foster on for this upcoming show. and then the absolutely unhinged Dan Pretzer joint that he just posted today. They really like video, and I really like what they do, and it's fun.
We also never even touched base on one of the other things that you do. One of my dream jobs was to work in a record store.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. Record store just kind of was always a fixture in the landscape for me. I never planned to be a businessman. My grandpa was a businessman, and like that definitely shaped various aspects of how I grew up. I was like, yeah, I have no need to get it. Why would I be interested in business? Why would I want to learn anything about business? Mm-hmm. Fast forward to, let's see, I'm 2017, late 2017, going into 2018. I'm in Boreal Gardens with Richard. Richard is the second owner of Rhythm Records. There's been renovations in the building, so the store moves up to an apartment for 9 months, and then moves down to the basement. And it's not doing too hot, not getting a lot of business. He's like, I'm thinking of calling it. I don't know what to do. And I'd just left TV and radio. I'd been helping out Mike Swenson at Juke Joint Comics there for a few months.
Right. That's another one of my dream jobs I'll never get. It's working in a comic book shop. Shit.
Sorry to rub it in that I've done both. But no, I was there for the last handful of months with Mike as it was coming to a close. But I still didn't know what I was going to do after that. And then Richard's like, this record store is in whatever shape it's in. And I'm like, well, what if I bought in and joined you on the record store? And it's like, yeah, that'd be fun. And
wait. He's like, I'm not doing business. And you're like, well, how about I join in? I mean, kind of sounds like a dangerous idea. But I'm glad you did it.
Yeah, God. What was I thinking? I'm not sure. Because that's, I don't really have any good answer for there. For it's just like, well, maybe it just needs another person going at it.
Yeah.
Because he was selling new records and used records, and he was throwing shows, and these were all things that I thought were really cool. It was the thing that I wanted to see keep happening.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why I got involved.
Yeah,
and it's had ups and downs since then.
Sure.
We worked together for 2 years, and then
that was on Main Street.
Yeah. Right, yeah, on like over by Noodle Zip, right? So we worked together for 2 years. Richard needed to go do something else. I decided to buy him out and see what would happen if I owned the whole thing, and like what kind of direction I could take it in, not knowing at all what the demands of running an entire business entailed. A lot of things happened. I bought him out. COVID happened.
Oh, fuck.
We lost the lease. I moved the store into storage. I found a new place for it down the street at, the Anderson building where the antique mall is. Mm-hmm. Moved everything out of storage. And then it's been there for about 4 years now. And it's been growing every year since.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a huge learning curve, and I know I would probably not still be doing it if my wife had also not gotten involved and start, like, she's in charge of the used records section right now, and I'm doing the new stuff and doing the live shows, and we've got a kind of a broad team of people that hop in and help here and there.
Right on. Yeah, that has to help, obviously. But
Yeah.
if you were doing it on your own, you think you'd still?
Oh no way. Yeah. I don't know shit, man. I'm just kind of doing it because I love it and I want it to happen.
Yeah.
And learning the hard way how it works, and learning from other people as I go. So, and it feels good. Feels like it's getting to a really stable place, and getting bigger, and we're doing bigger things, bigger shows, and yeah,
right on.
I'm just really, really happy with how it's going.
And there's quite a community too that just love the record store.
Yeah.
That is awesome to see too, because we need that.
Yeah.
You know, I wish we had that when Mike was doing the comic book shop.
Yeah, right?
God damn it.
Yeah.
Now there's no there is a comic book
There
shop
is,
in the same building.
Yeah, they're my neighbors.
Yeah.
Now.
And I love that all these events happen too. Though there's comic book day,
Yeah.
and then you got record store day. Mm-hmm. The fest that you guys do.
Crazy little basement has turned into a great place to bring people together about the things that they love, and I love being there.
What's your favorite record store movie?
Mine is going to be High Fidelity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's probably the one right answer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
are there others?
I don't tell people I haven't seen Empire Records yet. But
Oh yeah, jeez.
I need to see that before next year's Rex Manning Day.
Yeah.
But
That's a fun movie. Yeah, High Fidelity. That's a good one.
I love that
That's
one.
up there.
Yeah.
Are you more of a Jack Black or?
Oh, John Cusack.
Yeah.
Probably more of a Cusack. at least that's who I would identify with when I saw that.
Now
I mean, I've
what you
grown up
got-
since then, but it's like that like just all these feelings, man. Oh, feeling the music and feeling the all the stuff in my heart. You know, yeah, that's probably the more relatable. And I know a few Jack Blacks that either help with the store or are regular customers or something. But no, I'm not the Jack Black in that situation.
Have you ever thought of doing a label?
Yes.
Rhythm Records.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. You know where I can find a press? Let me know.
All right, man. Thanks for coming in and sharing part of your story.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I really appreciate this. And if you're still doing that other show, let me know and I'll come on and we'll talk music on that.
Yeah,
Or is that still
would be
going?
fun. It's in reruns right now.
Right, syndication.
Yeah, that's a musical journey is still a show on Dakota Media Access. I suppose currently seeking contributors, perhaps.
Oh,
So,
right on.
If anybody's
I am
interested.
thinking about moving this over there too. I have to go through and edit it because we cuss a lot on here.
Yeah, you should probably.
Yeah.
they want you to bleep all the shit.
Yeah.
So it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. I've I've done episodes, especially ones like on location where people are just letting it fly, and then you just edit it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right, my guy. Thanks for coming in, and we will talk soon. I'll come over and I got to order some records too. So.
Oh, right on. Yeah,
Talk to
always
you.
love ordering stuff for people.
That is lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it so much. And it was wonderful to be here. Really was.
Stay classy.
What?
Oh, man.
Come again?
Thank you.
Oh, am I supposed to read that?